Okay. All right. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that what the Ruby chart is. And so I'm just sharing my screen right here so I can show you what the Ruby chart is. So here's the Ruby chart. Basically, you see you right here, and you have 3 people on your top line, and then one of those people has 2 people underneath them. So you want to, once you reach executive and you have those 3 people on top, you want to teach that one person how to sign distributors, what you have done to sign distributors, so that way they can sign 2 distributors and you can work as a team and get you all to Ruby. So if you notice down below this 400 GB, that means that each of these boxes have to have 400 GB in order to get to Ruby. So that basically comes from your loyal customers. So it's very important to work on getting those, definitely your first 4 loyal customers if you're brand new. If not, then your goal is to get each of these boxes to 400. So if you have gotten your 4 loyal customers already, the next step in your business should be to start signing distributors. So you want to reach out, this is what I like to tell people, is make a list. Let me go back here. Make a list of who you would love to have on your team, who you envision being on your team, and reach out to them. Be like, hey, I started this business and I'm going to be making an extra $500 a month, and I want you to do that too. And so why don't we get together and do it together and see, what happens? Because usually if you have someone in it with you, that's your friend or your neighbor or, something like that, it makes it more fun. And it kind of helps you stay motivated to do it. So write out that list of everyone that you would want on your team, and reach out to them and see what they say, because you never know, Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is let's see, make sure that you are posting. We like to call it the 3-3 rule. Make sure that you are posting consistently every single day, the 3-3 rule. 3 It Works posts, 3 life posts. You have to, it's so important, you have to make your presence on Facebook. If you go a day or 2 or 3 without posting about It Works, people forget. And then they think that you're kind of just doing this like on the side, that it's like a hobby or whatever, But if you want to get to Ruby, you have to treat this as a job. Like, you would not go 1 or 2 days without working your job, right? So you have to treat it that way. You have to be consistent and committed to doing it. If not, it's not going to work. So you have to make sure that you are working your business every single day like it is a business, because it is your own business. And you don't want your audience to think that you're kind of like wish-washy or just kind of like doing it whenever it works for you. So you want to make sure that you are doing that every single day. And make sure that your pictures that you're posting, couple things. One, that they are crisp and clear. If they're not crisp and clear, people aren't going to look at them. They're just going to like keep scrolling. And just like any other business, like if you saw something on Facebook and their pictures were like real grainy or whatever, you would think it was kind of weird, and you would just keep scrolling. So you want to make sure that everything is crisp and clear. You want to make sure that you're not like posting drama or like using obscenities or anything like that, because that's another thing that can turn people off. I know we all have bad days, but Facebook is definitely not the place to say that you're having a bad day, because again, you want everyone to kind of see your life and what your life is like as an It Works girl. And if they see drama and all of those kind of situations, they're going to be like, geez, I don't know if I want to be with her, and they'll join with somebody else. And then the other thing is that you want to make sure that you're capturing your audience. So you want to get things that are going to get people to comment and like and share, because that's going to get you out into like the Facebook world, so those are the top 3 things that I would say about posting, is to make sure that you do that. Okay, so the next, Levi, do you have anything to add in about posting?
Not about posting, but about your chart you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
I just want to reiterate that how important it is. After you get your first 4 loyal customers, you will move every single one after that because it's only going to help you. So I try to stress that so much to everybody on my team, because once they sign their first distributor and they get their first 4 loyal customers, they're going to start moving all of their loyal customers to start building that person to 400. And I know a lot of people have had issues with that because they say, well, they're not working. Why should I be giving them loyal customers? Just think of it as it's helping you. And it's really important because, like I said, it's only helping you. So, and that's really important because I've had a lot of issues with that, with people not wanting to move loyal customers to people that are not working. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that before we got off of that.
Yeah, no, that I totally agree with that. And I've had the same issues. And when you guys start getting distributors under you, or if you might already have distributors underneath you, if they push back with not wanting to move their loyal customers, I mean, ultimately it's their decision, but it's going to, and if you don't want to do that, it's your decision too, but it's going to take you a lot longer to promote. So you have to kind of like weigh what you're wanting out of this business. If you're wanting to just, like sign loyal customers and keep them underneath you to get like rack rewards or something like that, then that's your prerogative. But most people that join may want to promote quickly. At least that was the case for me. So yeah, definitely you want to keep moving. And if you don't know where to move it, ask your upline, or you can message me or Levi, ask anybody, but make sure that you are moving to the right spot, because there are some people that move it and it's totally like, oh, that probably wasn't the best idea, So just make sure you're reaching out to your upline and asking if they agree with where you want to move that loyal customer. So let's see. The other thing is that you want to when you're signing loyal customers, you want to message everybody you can. If your mouth is closed, your business is closed. So if you're working your business on Facebook, I think mostly everybody on here does. I'm more of a Facebook person or social media than like face-to-face kind of person. I don't do parties or anything like that, but if you want to do that, that's totally fine too. But you want to like stay away from trigger words like auto ship, commitment. Let's see, I wrote some of the other ones down that were like scary, like buy, sign up, you have to have a party, or because people just don't want to do that, and so the main thing that has worked for me, and I know has worked for other people too, is kind of making your conversation more about their life than actually them like buying the product or becoming a loyal customer. So if you know them, like try to reach out to them and just start a conversation with them. Like ask them where they're working now or what they've been up to, or if you don't know them, like ask them where they got something. It just helps to get that like conversation going before you kind of bring up the idea of them joining your team or purchasing a product. So let's see. Anything to add, Levi?
You're good so far.
Okay. Sorry, I just have everything like written down, so that's why I'm looking over here. Let's see. I did that. Okay. Okay, so the other thing, it's so important to get distributors is to like and comment on their stuff. Like, you want to be really interested in their life. So you want to make sure that you're taking the time. Like, I know there's a way to make lists on Facebook. So you can make a list on Facebook of the people that you do want on your team. And then you can go and make sure that you're liking and commenting on all of their posts to make sure that you're kind of like constantly, like your name is constantly on their Facebook, you know, so that way they can't get rid of you. So just, you know, just make sure that you're commenting on all of their stuff and liking their stuff and following up. Like, I have had so many of my distributors that I've ended up signing that I maybe have messaged them like 20 times and they never messaged me back. And then all of a sudden one post that I did like totally like caught them and was like, oh my God, that's just like me or whatever. And that and then that got them to sign up as a distributor. So make sure that you're commenting and liking and just kind of being present on their Facebook as well. So I want you guys to all write down your goals and share them on our Race to Ruby page. So if your goal is to get to Ruby by a certain date, or you know, like sign 2 customers this week, which is like really important this week because for the cruise they're doing double cruise points. So sign as many loyal customers as you can this week because I want you all to be on the cruise and I want to go on the cruise too. So but yeah, so share your goals with everyone on that Race to Ruby page, because I think it's very important if you write out your goals. And I'm a very visual person. I don't know if you guys are, but if you put it up like on your fridge, on your mirror, or on your planner, or wherever you're going to put it on the Race to Ruby page, you're more apt to actually do it. So like, if you want to sign 2 loyals this week and a distributor, then, you know, write it out. It's so important to do that. If you need help to, you know, coming up with some goals, reach out to me or to Levi, you know, to see what's kind of like realistic or anything like that. You don't want to like say, you know, sign 11 distributors, because that might, I mean, it's possible, but you never know. You don't want to be disappointed if you don't reach that goal. So start small and then just see where that takes you. So when you're messaging about a distributor, you just want to make it simple, like short and sweet. So if you're cold messaging someone about being a distributor, the one that I like to use is, for an example, like, hey Lauren, hope all is well. If you're new, you say, I started a new journey and I'm looking for anyone that wants to earn $500 in their first 60 days. Would you be interested in making money from your smartphone? Like, just something really short and simple like that. And most of the time they will not reply, and that's okay. And so if they don't reply, you message them again. I usually do it. If they don't reply, I usually message them like every 3 weeks to a month, and obviously a different message. And then if they do reply, like no thank you or anything like that, then the same thing I usually do about 3 weeks to a month. But the main thing is to be consistent in following up. So the way I do it is I'll start with like letter A on the first of the month in my friends list, and then I'll message all the A's one day. And then the next day I'll go to like letter B and then message all of my friends with letter B. And then so on and so on. And then that way at the end of the month, I've messaged my whole friends list, and it's not overwhelming, because sometimes, you know, I even get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, where do I start? You know, like who did I message last? And so that helps me kind of keep it organized. And then I know that when I start a new month and I go back to letter A, I haven't messaged them for like 3 weeks or a month. And then I can go through it again. But obviously each time doing a different message, because you don't want to like seem like a robot. So, and maybe adding in things like, oh, I saw you went to Disneyland. Did you have fun? Like, you know, just kind of to make it personal. And so that way they might reply, maybe not about it works, but they might reply like, yeah, I had fun at Disneyland. And then that gets the conversation going. And then they see you more as like a real person rather than a robot, just like, you know, messaging 100 people. So, okay. So the next thing that I wanted to talk, you have anything to add, Levi? Or are you good?
Nope, not yet. I'm good.
You're good? Okay, cool. Okay.
And with the messaging, what I do is, I know everybody's busy, so set a goal, and we'll kind of go over that too. We're going to do some daily tasks for this Ruby push, but if you don't have time to message, you know, your whole A-list, set a goal to message 5 people a day or 10 people. That's kind of where I started, was just saying, you know, I'm going to message 5 people. And that's really when my business started taking off, because I noticed just posting wasn't, people weren't reaching out to me. So when I started messaging people is when I really started signing loyal customers, and then the distributors started coming after that. And then a lot of them, funny enough, were saying, oh my gosh, I've been curious about this and I've been wanting to ask you. And they just, you know, they're not going to reach out to you. Most of them won't. So that's just something to keep in mind. And that'll, like I said, that'll be part of our Ruby, Race to Ruby, is some daily tasks for everybody to fulfill. And I want everybody to know too that Lauren and I are also going to be doing everything. This is stuff that we implement every day. So whatever we suggest for each day, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. And it's going to be great too, because everybody can push for that cruise. And I'm just putting this out there. Sadly, I was all excited about this cruise, but I don't think I'm going to be able to go. But I'd go and I'd probably pop on the cruise. But I want to lead by example, and I want my team to know that I'm working too. So I'm going to work my business as if I'm pushing for that cruise. Like, I'm going to earn myself a spot on that cruise like I did last year. Even though I didn't go last year, I was so proud of myself that I pushed hard and I earned my spot. So I'm going to do the same thing this year. So let's all do it together. So
Totally. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that, like I said in the beginning, you have to decide that you're going to work this as like a real business, that you're not just going to work it when it's convenient for you. You're going to, you know, work it like it's your business. And so that way people can see your excitement on Facebook. And if you're posting stuff that's like ads or like a magazine or like a commercial or something, like, people are going to be annoyed by that. So you have to find the happy medium of how you are fitting it works into your life. Not how, you know, not like just be like, oh, join my team today for $99. Like, if you make a post more personal about your life and how you're looking for people to join your team, like, you know, how and even if you haven't made any money, or if you've made very little money, I'll say it again, is that I always like to do like the past, present, and future posts. So like this time last year, like, we were struggling, we couldn't even pay our bills, blah, 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 you know. And then this year I joined It Works, and I'm, you know, so excited that, you know, I'm going to be able to pay off such and such in, a couple months or something like that. And then that way they can follow you on your journey. And if you are working your business every day consistently and doing what all the leaders, did whatever that worked for them, and if you're doing what worked for them, then it'll work for you. And then in a couple months, they're going to see that you have paid off that bill or bought whatever you want to buy or go wherever you want to go. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, maybe this is legit. Like, you can't expect to sign, there are some people that have done it, but people have to follow your journey for like 2 or 3 months before you're going to, be signing a bunch of people. So that's the thing, is that you want to be really personal with your posts, and then that way people will kind of follow your story, because that's really what it's all about, is that people want to see if you're gonna stick to the business. And if you're posting about it every single day and you're showing your excitement, then they'll be excited to do it as well. And so that's a really big thing that you should try to do. I know we all have lives and everything gets in the way, but it's just so frustrating when people use that as an excuse, because we all have lives. We all have stuff to do. We all either have kids or full-time jobs or family or whatever. But you join the business for a reason. And so you have to be passionate about it as if it was any other business, and you have to be consistent with it. And that's my spiel about, I'll get off my soapbox about that. But, it's just frustrating when people really want, to be successful, and then they're really sad when they don't hit Ruby in their 2 months or 3 months or 4 months or a year, but yet they're not posting every day, or doing what all the leaders say, what works. Because really it's that easy. If you're doing everything that they say to do, your business will work. So that's kind of takes care of my no excuse talk. Anything to add, Levi?
I just had a couple things. If I know everybody starts this for a reason, and I know we're all busy. I'm extremely busy too, have 2 kids, yada, yada. Just don't make your why an excuse. So what I mean by that is, obviously a lot of people, their why is their family, or maybe their job. They don't like their job and they're tired of working so much. So don't let that become your excuse as to why you're not working your business. I'm always honest with everybody. When I first started, I made so many sacrifices. There was family time missed in the evening. I would stay up late when my kids would go to bed, and I would work my business because that was my quiet time. So I would stay up all hours of the night, get a couple hours of sleep, and still have to get up with my kids to get them ready for school. So it all just depends on how bad you want it. And it's totally worth it in the end. I promise you that. I've never had a paycheck better than this in a management position. My kids don't say, Mom, 2 months ago, that one night you were on Zoom, I'm mad at you for that. They don't remember stuff like that. They probably don't notice that one evening that you're not present and they're with Dad or, whatever. So I just want you guys to know that in the end, it's worth it. Make your sacrifices now, so that you can get your business going. And once it gets going, it gets better and it rolls a little easier and you have more team to work with. And that's when you'll start building further, because you should pour into your team, because you can't, expect to build to the higher levels, you know, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond by yourself. I mean, some people can, like, you know, they can sign lots and lots of distributors, but if you pour into your team and help them as well, like we're trying to help you guys, we want you all to succeed. And that's when your things will start falling into place, because then your team will start signing distributors and you can start helping them be leaders. So that was my biggest one, that I wanted everybody to just remember that, yes, sometimes you have to make sacrifices, but it's totally worth it. And I've got other things written, but you know what? I'm not going to go over them. I don't want to drag this on too much. It's just stuff that we'll be posting in our, you know, Race to Ruby, mostly daily tasks, things that should be done every day. Some people might do them, some people might not. So I don't want to drag it on with that, because you're going to hear it again anyways. But I just wanted you all to know that I've got my separate notebook for this Race to Ruby, and everybody that was on this call tonight is written down. So don't think that when you guys show up, it doesn't go unnoticed. So, and as leaders, we always want to go and run with the people that are working. So, like I said, don't think that it goes unnoticed. I have every single one of you written down on this piece of paper, so you should be proud for that. And I'm proud of all of you for being on here, because it shows that you actually want this. So good for you guys. And I'm hiding. I'm sorry. I look terrible in the dark.
That's totally true, is that and like, it's cheesy, but that saying, like, show up to go up, like, it's so true. Like, you have to put the time in and make the time like how you all have. And even if, you know, everything that was said on this call you already knew that you should be doing, it's always nice to have a refresher, or to, you know that, like, hey, I am doing that, you know, so I'm headed in the right direction, because everyone has their time. Everyone's time or everyone's journey is going to be different, but your time will come that you'll start promoting, and it, you know, it may just be slower than some people, but that's okay, you know, and your time will come. Just don't ever give up. You know, and this is, I just pulled out one of mine, but this is, you know, our steps to success. So everyone should be printing this out every month and filling it out. And that should be your goal, you know, like, and so for this month, like, I'll just tell you, like, I've only signed 3 loyal customers and 1 distributor. And so, but I have this, you know, printed out, and I know in my head, like I got to get those lines filled in, you know? And so that pushes me, like I said before, I'm like a visual person. So it pushes me to see that I need to fill that out. If I'm not filling that out, then there's something wrong, you know? And yeah, there's going to be months where you don't fill everything out. That's totally, you know, I've had that.
It's normal.
Yeah,
very
it's
normal.
Totally normal. But you want to strive to fill it out, because if you're doing that every month, you'll promote quickly. And I know getting started, it's really hard. I definitely know that. I know it's hard getting those distributors. But like Levi said, once you get going, it makes it easier, because then people kind of see that you have a team established, and it makes it easier. And also, you want to be teaching, if you have distributors underneath you right now, you want to make sure that you're teaching them all of this, because by you pouring into them and teaching them all of this, that's going to get them to sign distributors as well. And so you kind of have to think in your head, like in the beginning, I would get so overwhelmed, because I would be like, how am I going to do all of this by myself? You know, like I don't suggest to do this, but like I would look at a diamond chart and be like, there's no way. This is never going to happen for me. Like, I do not know that many people. And, but the thing is it's not all you. It's you and your team. And so once you, even if you have one distributor underneath you, you are considered a leader. So you should be pouring into them everything that your upline has done for you, because that's what's going to make them successful. And that's what is going to help you promote quickly, because if they're doing the same thing that you're doing, then that's what's going to get you to go up. You only need 5 people in this business to reach ambassador, right, Levi? 5?
Yep.
Yeah, 5. That's it. So if you can find 5 people to run with, then you can be ambassador. And so that's why it's so important to keep reaching out to your team, and pour everything that you've learned into them, because it's so so important to do that. So I think that that's it for now. Like Levi said, we're going to start posting daily tasks in the Race to Ruby. And really try to, like, for this month, I know we're halfway through the month, but like really pour into your business for the rest of the month and see where it gets you. See if there's a difference than last month. Like if you didn't work it as hard as you could have. I mean, we all can work harder. That's just life. But see if that gets you kind of where you want to be. And so we're going to post those tasks, and then once you do those tasks, just comment done in the comments. And so that way, it gives you a sense of accomplishment, and then it shows other people like, oh, she did it, maybe I better do it too, and I promise that if you work your business every day like it's like it means the world to you, then it'll happen. And I want you guys all to be rubies. I want you all to be ambassadors. I want to be an ambassador. So I think that by doing this, it shows that you guys are all super committed, and I'm super proud of all of you for showing up. And does anybody have any questions or comments or anything that they're doing that has been working for them? Messages, anything? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, then don't be afraid to, message Levi or me about any questions or concerns. Even if I'm not your upline, I mean, you guys can always message me because we're all in it together. But yeah, I think that you guys are all going to be rubies, and I'm super excited for it. I can't wait. So I think that's good for now. And I'll see you all on Facebook.
Thank you guys for coming.
All right. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.